I like it. Boom. Very good. Okay, now, rail subsidies. Keep, cancel at this point. Also, the fact that people are like becoming crazily overstressed because of our labor laws. That here is potentially a problem, but it is boosting productivity. No, we got to stay pro-employer labor laws. We'll see what else we can do. Wages are certainly a little bit depressed, but you know why wages are so low? Because we have so much immigration. Maybe we should have stricter border controls. We don't need those people coming in and taking our Canadian jobs. Canadian jobs for Canadians, right? As I speak to an audience of, 95% not Canadian. But every country has to deal with that. Like this idea that just because you were born in a certain landmass implies that you're the person who automatically should get first crack at all the jobs. It's just like, what sense does that make? You happen to be born on one side of a line instead of another, therefore you're special? Come on. Just silly kind of patriotism like that is actually ludicrous. It makes no sense. You can be proud of your country for various different reasons, but believing the country to be inherently better or the people in that country to be deservedly more privileged is one of the worst things that humans do. They're taking our gerbs. Immigrants. I knew it was them. Even when it was the Bears, I knew it was them. Nice. So there's the border control, like we can tweak things there, but the other thing we can do is what am I looking for? We can do racial profiling. Is there not a citizenship test? Or do we already have it going? It's not tax. We should actually pass organ donation, because organ donation is awesome. Oh no, here we go, citizenship test. There we are. Costs us nothing. We can max it out if we want. Makes the Patriots super happy. Decreases racial tension, because there's less races. Makes more people into patriots, which, as I just discussed, is silly overall, but might not be bad. Decreases immigration, pisses off the liberals a little bit more, and pisses off ethnic minorities a little bit more. Do we want to cancel immigration? Oh, did I actually implement that? I think I just did. I did. Oops. I think we're going to leave that change as is. I think that's fine. Oh, foreign aid. Maybe we should cancel this. I don't think so. What was the other thing I wanted to do? There was something else I really wanted to make sure that I didn't forget, but I have. Labor laws? Something like that? What am I forgetting? Rail subsidies? Yeah, I don't know if I want to change that yet. It'd be nice to bust up the organized crime, though. What's a good way to bust up the organized crime in a way that helps here? I'm not sure that there is. I mean, we just like... Well, here's the thing. We could just do a whole bunch of wiretapping. Doesn't cost us much. We'll destroy organized crime and crime in general. Certainly piss off the liberals. How are the liberals feeling about me right now? Liberals. They're kind of middle of the road. Alright. Wiretapping right now is at 0. So. And it'll be interesting to compare this next to the freedom of information. 0 sum all the things. So the internet, which is so in favor of not having, wiretapping and government monitoring, but is also so in love with memes. See, if I'd said, like, 0 all the things, then I bet you that one would win. Oh, the internet. Alright, all the things. Government listens to everything. We're going to bust up that organized crime and do what we can. Shame about the drug addiction, but I don't think we're going to around and change that. Obesity is almost gone, which is actually really, really quite nice. Which right now is adding to the cost of our state health services. By getting rid of this, we're actually going to save a lot of money in the state health services. It's also being decreased by state health services. What I think I'm going to do is let the obesity go away, but then I'm going to cut back on state health a little bit more. Most of our changes the last time around have come into play. Private healthcare is going up a little bit. It'd be nice. Now, I can also, before I do that, we're still losing money, but what I could do is implement like vouchers ahead of time and get that process started. I'm not sure if that saves us money or not. Let's get some organ donation going on too. It costs us nothing, and organ donation is great. Universal, no opt-out. You can't say no. If you die, we are harvesting all your organs, whether you like it or not. Can't believe like religious people are opposed to this. I mean, either way, maximum health. I should have done this ages ago. Ages ago. All I want is the religious people to not assassinate me. Other than that, it's not that bad. We are halfway through our term, though, and right now we are not in a position to get reelected, so let's keep that in mind. Ban animal testing. Of course we're going to ban it. Is this just for cosmetic stuff or also for health? Because then it becomes a little trickier. And I know Essentia is listening, but it's a bit of a more complicated thing. Let's internet it. Here. Let's see. Okay. Animal testing. Sure. No. Think of the kitties. Watch me manipulate the internet again. Oh, I gotta send the link. Boom. Oh my god, even with me, like, bringing up kitties, people are going for the yes on the, yes on animal testing. Wow. Essentially better be AFK, or you guys are gonna be, like, you're gonna get yelled at. Okay, we are going to allow animal testing then. The global economy is basically non-existent here. Although our GDP is now flatlined, which is actually good. The fact that we're coping despite this. Once the global economy recovers, we're going to be in an awesome position once again. Most of our money still comes from income tax, which is, of course, no surprise. State healthcare services have dropped. Now it's the state pensions are still the biggest slice of the pie, which we might actually want to drop first. We don't have the political capital. Really? It's a new turn, isn't it? Oh, we only have exactly 25. Interesting. And so we can't drop this either. Obesity. Oh, really? I thought it'd be gone by now. Oh, the junk food tax hasn't come into play fully. Might not do anything this turn, actually. So, organized crime, dropping. Great. Crime also dropping. Great. Wiretapping hasn't even fully come into effect yet, so we're going to be in a great position. I guess now what we should start thinking about is how to make sure we get reelected. Population-wise, the middle-income people are a huge chunk of voters, and they're very upset. The socialists are a huge chunk of voters, and they actually like me a fair amount. Now, it doesn't mean that all people who are socialists will vote for me. It's going to depend entirely on what they're made up of. Like, this person is technically a socialist, but he's also religious, and he's a parent. And because of those two things, he hates me considerably. Is there anything I can do for parents? The whiniest group in the entire universe. They're really pissed off about the asthma epidemic and the drug addiction problem. So no. I'm thinking no. There's not much we can do about it. Other than... Well, you know, we got wiretapping now. We should just ban drugs again. We'll wait. We're going to wait for the organized crime to go away, and then we'll may consider turning around and banning those drugs. Asthma epidemic. It's mostly the environment and the car usage, and what are we going to do? We could implement a little bit more environmental stuff, but we're still running a $10.5 billion deficit. We could put in some import tariffs, but it doesn't make that much money, and it actually like screws up way too many things. We don't want anything like that. We could spend a little bit more money to try to, improve things. We could put in some pollution controls. I don't think that makes any kind of sense for us. We could lower taxes, but I don't feel that lowering income tax is going to generate more GDP for us at this point. And so that's not going to help. When we want to get elected, we could drop this down. But for now, we're going to keep it where it is. The capital gains tax is bringing down the GDP. It does make us some amount of money, though. Decreases the income for self-employed people, decreases the number of people who are self-employed, increases the number of people who are socialists. Do we cancel the capital gains tax? We've lowered it, right? Do we just lower it more? Do we cancel it outright? I don't know if people know what capital gains taxes are. Capital gains tax is basically if you buy a thing and then a year later you sell that thing for more money than you bought it for. That is capital gains. That's not the same as regular income. So that applies to anything. I think it applies to property, but also if you decide to buy art or stocks or anything like that, I think those are all capital gains. And yeah, it mostly only affects the wealthy. So by having a capital gains tax, you're mostly affecting the wealthy because they're the only people who have any money to invest in anything. A lot of people want it lowered or banned or canceled outright. Yeah, you know what? We're going to ban it. We need to boost our GDP. Boom. We can soak a little bit more deficit. Everything's going to be fine soon enough. Don't worry. Next turn. If we need to save money, we're just going to cut back on pensions a little bit more. Rubbish tip protests. Green protesters have staged a noisy protest at the location of a proposed landfill site on the outskirts of one of our cities. Local people are also angry at the placement of the site. Campaigners say the government needs to do more to encourage recycling and reduce waste unless we want to find yet more sites for landfill, so environmentalists are just being pissy. Obesity situation now at the end. You're welcome, Canada. Health is no longer 0, although it's still overall very bad. Crime is dropping. At the poll results, we're currently at 18%. People are really, really disappointed with us. Really, really disappointed. Retired people are still pretty much okay with us. State employees, because we still have a fairly socialist kind of economy thing going on here. Conservatives are not keen. Mostly because of the prostitution. It's an idea. We could ban prostitution outright, which would dramatically improve our stance with the conservatives and the religious, and that because they really hate us, so anyone who's got any sort of amount of that in there will be greatly affected. What about the middle income people? It's half the population. They mostly just hate income tax. Problem is we're going to go bankrupt. As much as a capitalist I am, I don't know how much we can drop the income tax. So I think we might just have to go with the cheaper route and ban prostitution instead. Although I'm going to wait until organized crime is completely gone before I do that. Wiretapping is still kicking in. Frankly, it'll probably get there anyway, but I think that's what's going to happen. We still got some time before the election, and then we will ban prostitution. Just to make sure we get elected. If we want, we can reinstate it later on. We can do different things. But we got to get elected, otherwise none of our plans are going to work out. And frankly, we might have to get rid of our drugs as well. Like, turn into all of a sudden we're going to go into a very conservative, religious, parent-oriented economy just to get elected. But meanwhile, let's get back on state pensions. So we can save a couple $1 billion by doing that. Retired people will dislike us, which is going to hurt some votes. But I think I want to do this. It's part of our plan. Okay, I think that might be the last secret capitalist step, though. Or the last capitalist step, then we're going to go back to the secret step. Crime is dropping dramatically. Oh, okay, genetically modified food. So a number of our large agricultural companies are interested in growing genetically modified food on our soil. Some food can be genetically manipulated to allow for longer shelf life and both disease and herbicide resistance. Opponents are concerned about the potential risks associated with altering the food chain. Farmers are divided on this issue. This is actually really interesting in that a lot of people have very strong opinions about that, and I don't know if people are going to vote for it based on their personal opinion or what they think we should do in the game, but it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Personally, I'm not opposed to genetically modified food, which is not the same as supporting it. I think that people are scared of things that sound scary, and genetically modified food sounds scary. And whether they are actually scary or not is not really the same thing. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. The companies behind it might be bad. Like, genetically modified foods might be like the greatest thing in the universe, but Monsanto might be the most evil thing in the universe. Those are possible like situations, right? It's very complex. And if there are a lot of European viewers, I know that Europe is very anti-GM. So apparently people want to allow it in this case, so we will do that. Which has a lot of things. I didn't know. I thought the farmers might care for it one way or another, but apparently not. We sacked the minister, which made some people unhappy. Really? I didn't realize they didn't like that. So I'd like to do another cabinet reshuffle, but if that's going to upset people, that's not good. GDP situation. What are we doing? Going up a little bit? Good. Actually, I want to take a look at the global economy. Still going in the tank. The global economy has dropped. Our GDP is improving, which is nice. Although our debt continues to go up. We have dropped our deficit down, though, which is good. Deficit is how much we're losing every quarter. The debt is how much we actually owe. Now, the problem is more and more of our expense is going to start to be, say, interest, right, which is a problem. State pensions really has dropped considerably, though. We could turn around and drop our health services a little bit more. Let's take a look at a few things. What is our actual health status? Still not great, but not bad. The working week is actually hurting it a lot. Oh, right, that's what I was going to do, too. I was, like, done with the secret capitalist stuff, or done with the capitalist stuff, working on more of the secret-y stuff. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to flip it around, and we're going to go ahead and completely outlaw narcotics, which is going to hopefully kill the drug addiction problem, which should improve health overall, and also help our chances of being actually elected. Boom. Sorry, guys. Smoke him if you got him. No more drugs allowed in Canada. Not on my watch. Goddamn religious people! Have been watching the group of religious extremists known as Crusaders of the Lord for some time, and recent statements by the leader have given us cause for concern. The organization has become more militant, often advocating violence and direct attacks against enemies of God, specifically your government. Specifically me. We believe this represents a material threat to our security, and we should keep a close watch on them. God damn it. Also, we've got a general strike. What are we, Greece? Poor earnings are very low. That's the problem. And the problem is, and look at this, like the GDP just gets crushed by this. It's horrible. What I should have done is, if I knew this was coming, if you could look at these ahead of time, you can't. I would have just tried to hover near the top of the line, but no more. As it is, it's going to be a really rough situation. I got to maybe find a way to improve poor earnings. And again, a lot of it has to do with wages, which frankly mostly has to do with labor laws. I think we may have to go to a balanced approach here, right in the middle. He helped decrease the working week as well, which will improve health, which will do all these things. I don't think we've got a choice. We're going to do that for one. No more organized crime, which is good. Curb banking bonuses. No! We're going to do nothing. We're properly capitalist. I mean, these people are like brilliant CEOs. They obviously need to be paid to the max. Oh, this labor law thing. This is going to be really, really bad. It's going to... Look, it tanked our GDP. Like, literally the entire country has stopped working. Like, general strike is basically what it means. Everyone, everywhere has stopped working. I got no more political capital, so we got to go to the next turn. Another religious plots, and we got to take a look at that. We want an aerospace contract, which is good. Less unemployment, more GDP. That's actually going to help break the strike as well, but having less unemployment. Our credit rating is now triple C, which is horrible. Yeah, we have no GDP at all. Okay, the strike should go away pretty fast. I'm hoping it goes down a little bit further. I'm not sure that it will, actually. We may need to kick it up a slight bit more of a notch. Actually, at this point, we can cancel the junk food tax, since we no longer have obesity. I'm going to do that. That will increase poor earnings, which hopefully will fix the problem. Drug addiction is going to go away in a second. Environmentalism is going up. Really? Huh. Probably because we have such bad GDP that nothing's happening. No more industries operating. Ban the poor, people are suggesting. That's good. Our equality is very high, which is surprising because I've been trying to screw the poor and help the rich the entire game. This is sales tax. We could do this too. Sales tax is extra hard on the poor, right? Because you got to think, like, if you're taxing things that you buy, well, poor people spend almost all of their money buying things. They don't have much money left at the end of the month, so they buy a lot of stuff, so they end up paying a lot of sales tax. Whereas rich people will buy more stuff, that's true, so they pay more sales tax in total. But as a percentage, they're able to save more, invest more, buy different kinds of goods, you know, like properties and things like that. So sales tax doesn't affect them as much. So a high sales tax is actually a greater tax on poor people, especially if it's included on things like groceries and stuff. And a lot of times sales tax aren't included on those things, except for maybe junk food, which is a whole nother thing. But we're still $40 billion deficit thanks to the strike. I think I just got to cross my fingers and hope that the strike goes away on next go. Could cancel the alcohol tax, but listen, we've already got a drug problem, or alcohol problem. I could cancel the drug tax. You know what? Now that we no longer have legalized drugs, actually, we'll wait a tick. We're going to make sure that it actually finishes. Actually, no, that's fine. I'm going to cancel the drug tax right away, since we have no drugs. We're going to go bankrupt. Capitalist plot! The capitalists are plotting against me? Really? Really? Well, probably because of the GDP. Like, I've done so much. Hey, should we have speed limits? Or rather, should we raise the speed limit? Do we want cars to go faster or stay the same? Vote in chat. I'm thinking higher speed limits is what people are going to want. I mean, a bunch of the people in the chat are probably Germans, like, a speed limit? What is a speed limit? Why do I sound French? I don't know. Oh. Alright, raise speed limit. We have no crime. We could potentially cut back on our wiretapping at this point, actually, since we have no organized crime anymore. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to make the liberals hate us a little bit less. And I can get rid of it completely. Yeah, we can put it down to here. Actually, oh, the strike's not actually over yet either. Maybe I should not have... Oh! Well, it should be over. Maybe it ends the next turn after or something? I don't know. We're going to be fine. In fact, I probably went overboard in trying to deal with it. But seriously, the general strike is just too horrible. We've got to eliminate it instantly. So what's the threat situation? Oh, the Crusaders of the Lord are really bad. Really bad. The Battenberg group, I think that's the Capitalist, and the Freedom League, I think, is the Liberals. That's a lot of threats. That's a lot of threats, guys. I'm not sure what to do about it. More intelligence services. police drones. We can implement private prisons, actually. Certainly a hell of a lot cheaper than having our public prisons. How much do we pay for our prison stuff right now? Oh, not much at all. We don't need private prisons. I'm not sure what we could possibly do to help protect ourselves more, other than increase our intelligence services budget. Or, I mean, we could just try to make the religious people a little bit happier. Oh, we're gonna cancel the prostitution. Oh, we can't yet. Next turn, we cancel prostitution because we want to try to make more people happy. I mean, the liberals are happier, but barely so, and the conservatives and religious really hate it. No, we're canceling our prostitution next turn. That's right, we're supposed to do that. Next turn, assuming we don't get assassinated, or religious plots. Drug addiction, over. General strike, over. GDP skyrockets up. Health, amazing! Despite the fact that we've dramatically cut back on our government, our state health services. But our private healthcare is starting to kick in. We've gotten rid of fat people. Just like shipped them off somewhere. Like, you can't be here anymore. We're sending you to, Hans Island. That's how we're going to make sure that we keep possession of it against what, Norway? Something like that. No crime. Go us. Okay, no more prostitution. Boom. Alright. Our popularity is going up dramatically, though. Look at that. Shoom. Get rid of the strike. Make people happy enough that we no longer have that. Now there's a GDP. Our country's making money again. And actually a pretty good amount of money. What is the world situation here? The global economy is still crap, and now our GDP is going past that. Our debt is still ridiculous. Our deficit is still huge, actually. Yeah, alright. It's the interest on our debt. Oh, well, part of the problem, of course, is our credit rating is so crap that our, that's it. We might not be able to recover from this. Our interest rate, like, started with like 1 point something. Now it's almost 10% interest rate. That's what's going to screw us. But our GDP is going up. The World Bank should improve our credit rating, which should dramatically lower our interest rate, which is good. But as is, we got to keep worrying about this. I don't think I can cut income tax or do anything like that right now. We might have to do a little bit more austerity kind of stuff, actually, which mostly means we can cut back on health services. Our health is pretty good. Let's go. Oh, I don't have any political capital. Never mind. Let's wait until next turn and see what we can do. Come on, improve my credit rating. Oil pipeline attacked somewhere. Not ours, though. We're now double C instead of triple C. I think we will get reelected at this point. Right? Maybe, barely, we're not sure. We still have a little bit of time, though, to remedy this. God, this debt is so bad. We might be 100% screwed. Homelessness is dropping. I guess that's good. I don't think it's going to go away completely, but it might. Oh, organized crime is back! Come on! Oh, it's because we got rid of the wiretapping. And we still have gambling. Son of a... Credit rating upgraded. Double B. Okay, capitalists are happy. GDP is improving. Also, this should... Yeah, see, our deficit has dropped dramatically. And the reason is that the amount that we're paying in debt interest has been more than halved. The interest rate. There we go. That's the black line here. Dropping. GDP did drop. Why did our GDP drop from last time? Prostitution? I don't think so. Just got to be a bunch of other things. Uncompetitive economy is still happening. Because our productivity is so crap. Because our health is not as good as it could be. That's true, but... and some unemployment. Listen, maternity leave... just cancel it. I'm going to drop it down to a quarter pay. Sorry, parents. I really want to try to get the productivity up a little bit. We're not going to get rid of it completely. We're just going to drop it down to a quarter. And I think I made a mistake by getting rid of wiretapping entirely. With it gone, I should have kept it down to judicial order, actually, because now there's no penalty to organized crime at all. So, hold on. The question is, how much do we need the liberal vote to get us elected? There's a lot of liberals in the country, 62%, and right now they're not hugely keen on us, so I think we can't do the wiretapping yet because we need to make sure we get elected. We really need to fix this deficit thing. We're going pretty well for a while. But all those strikes, man. All those strikes. I think I'm just going to go next turn at this point. I could drop those pensions. That is true. Private pensions are becoming more and more and more important. It's actually not going to piss off that many people, to be honest. Except the retirees. What's the retiree vote population? They still like me a lot. You know what? We can easily afford to do this. I'm going to do this, save a little bit more money. Bam. Use most of our political capital, but that's still one of our biggest expenses right now, so that's okay. Oh, it's the election time! Oh, we're probably screwed. Well, guys, it's been fun. We have no activists helping to boost turnout on our side. That's it. There's just no one's voting. There's like massive apathy. Look at the people who aren't voting. We are slightly... Oh no, we were ahead. No! We lost the election. Listen, I don't understand how we possibly lost the election. We only completely screwed up the economy, or rather took on a huge amount of debt, and pissed off a whole lot of people. And that is too bad. So, self-employed people, how do they not vote for us? I really thought we were doing a good job. Just the capitalists, too. The capitalists and the self-employed people did not like our policies in the end, even though I really thought we were trying to do the best for them. I mean, goddamn, we got rid of corporate income tax. How did the capitalists not like us? Oh. And yes, so many non-voters, which is actually a big problem in Canada. We're going to retire to obscurity. Someone thinks I should have just invaded the US. That's right, maybe next time. There's actually some pretty good mod support for the game. You can go to the website and download a bunch of other nations, and the programmer is working on Steam Workshop integration so that you can get a whole lot of mods, which actually should allow Democracy 3 to become a really, really, really amazing game. I mean, it's already got really interesting interplay and complexity, but you can have mods for tons more real-world events and different setups, you know. Maybe you want to try, you know, like the current setup for, say, the UK is based on how kind of the UK is now, but maybe you want to say UK in the 1980s, for example. That might be interesting. Completely different kind of set of metrics to play with. Different events, different demographics, that sort of thing. Anyway, I need to take a break because I've been talking nonstop for like 3 hours now. But we'll be back in a minute with a little bit more gaming of some kind.